The fireball was seen shooting across the sky, with the explosion being witnessed by hundreds of thousands of onlookers from the surrounding area.
Wow.
Chris, find any other bodies back there? That's how we do it, yo.
It's always been the same old song. It never ends until you shut the last one down. Hey, your fist of revolution's dead. You lack the same desires. All we need is one hot dose of blood and fire. They say rock is dead. We play truth instead. Got this attitude that spits out fire and no blood. They shout rock is dead. We stayed true instead. The proof is in the youth that keeps alive the fire and no blood. The fire and no blood. There's always one spark in the dark. There's always one bright soul that's burning down his lies. Hey, red eye comet levels low and torches out your eyes. It reassures the cowards that a king that horses on the road. Lies. They say rock is dead. We play truth instead. Got this attitude that spits out fire and no blood. They shout rock is dead. We stay true instead. The proof is in the youth that keeps alive the fire and no blood. 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 is dead. The fire and the blood, they scream rock is dead. Wasted through instead. The fire and the blood. The fire and the blood. The fire and the blood. The fire and the blood.
Welcome to Rockin' Records, brought to you by Headphones and Microphones Facebook Music Group and Conspiracy Broadcast Network. The views tonight and on any other broadcast of Unraveling the Truth do not necessarily represent the views and expressions of the owners of the Headphones and Microphones Music Group and also Conspiracy Broadcast Network. Everyone here tonight is a satire of themselves. Basically, an exaggeration of the truth in which they are not. You may have a lot of questions, but some will be answered, and some more questions may be unanswered. We do have one other question that we are all puzzled with.
Where the fuck have you all been? I've done I've done collaborations with J Muff.
Wait, you're a musician?
Because this is Rock and Rattle, Unraveling the Truth.
Welcome, bitches!
What up, everybody? Welcome in. Hope y'all are having a good weekend and a good Sunday. Thank you, Jack, for that opening promo video. Also, shout out to Brothers in Alien Rock. All right, everybody, are you ready to get
I am ready.
down and deep? I found quite a few articles, and some I think are even going to surprise you guys. I think so.
I think I am. I'm ludicrous, guys.
Take a lot to surprise me lately.
Did that surprise you? I mean, that was a good,
Well, we do have 25 people watching. Let's do some shout outs here real quick. I see Deal for Real. Good to see you, my friend. Kyla B. Official is new here. Good to see you. Welcome in. Pookie Ann, good to see you, my friend. Abe the Band.
Psycho Lover.
Psycho Lover, good to see you.
Non-Mouse.
Anon Mouse, what up?
Mr.
I don't think
Smith.
I've ever said this.
Kenzie TV, good to see you. Tony Howie, good to see you, my friend. Shockproof, good to see you, bro. I thought I see.
Yeah, fuck you, Mr. Smith.
Ozark Drifter, good to see you. Mr. Smith, what up, bro? Good to see you, my friend. David Rosen, good to see you. Kristen R., good to see you. Hope you're well. Michael, good to see you. Sarah, good to see you.
I like Lady Campions. There you go. Yeah.
Wayne Hacker, good to see you, my friend. Lady Campion, always good to see you. Mr. Smith, bro, good to see you. All right. Now,
I'm gonna admit before we get started, I'm a little torn because the Rebel Girls karaoke started late tonight. They didn't start until 15 minutes before our show. I normally watch them on Sunday, so I'm pretty much missing the whole show to be a part of this.
That was my bath time, okay? God, why'd you have to bring it out of me?
all right. As you all know, we're talking about the 27 Club tonight. This is an open panel discussion. So if you do decide that you want to come up and you have any opinions about the 27 Club, you are more than welcome to. We'll also get some.
Chair broke.
Oops, wrong link.
Please donate to us so I can wear a fairy costume on Halloween. And I will wear only boots. Only. Boots.
You don't have to. We got to the bottom of that, bro.
Aren't
It's cool.
you wearing
please.
that anyway?
Oh,
Isn't that like your Halloween costume?
Well, you know what? Not everybody can stream live with Pole Vault in his underwear. But you know what? I feel completely
and you know what? And how much did I care?
none.
None.
Ovod is probably in his underwear right now. So, I mean,
Not tonight. Not
Okay.
tonight.
okay.
See, I'm telling you, I was privileged. It was a privilege.
That cost extra.
It did.
And
Trust me.
I wanted to say hello to Sunshine Archer, who's here in the chat.
Who the F is that?
Yeah, there
Okay,
goes the
sir.
neighborhood.
Snooks 22, Ozark Drifter, Son of Snake, a lot of great people showing up for what's probably going to be some silliness, but
Lady
see.
Campion should come up here because I really like. I'm not. I mean, I will be respectful. Trust me. Because I respect her fully. We need a
and
female
because she
coach.
put you in your place.
Maybe that's why I respect her fully. And when did she ever put me in my place?
Oh, she's great about
I-
that.
I let-
She's constantly like calls people on their BS. I love
you
it.
know what? I let people think they got me. They think my emotions are game. Welcome to Headphones and Mute. Oh, fuck, I fucked it up.
So, hey, man, why you think everybody's bumping off at 27, man?
Because they're fucking dumb and they haven't reached 30
Well,
yet.
I've done a little research myself, and I know Mr. Clay has got us set up here.
So Clay, are you going to do like a intro on what the 27 Club is to start us off?
Chad,
Yeah.
stop telling him how to do his fucking job. Jesus.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help guide and host.
Oh, that's why we don't have a
Co-host.
show, because you couldn't do that with me, because I am uncontrollable.
Brad Example, hello to you. Good to see you.
Hey, Paul, you got your Gmail account set up?
And Princess OPD.
Hi, Princess. Good to see you. Hey, Brad. Good to see you, my friend.
All right, I'll shut up.
So we'll start with this first article. This comes from the Rolling Stone magazine, and this is just a brief history of the 27 Club. It says the 27 Club has become one of the most elusive and remarkably remarkably tragic coincidences in rock and roll history. The term became widely known after Kurt Cobain's death in 1994. With rock fans connecting this age to that of Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, Brian Jones, and Jimi Hendrix. Though it was notable to fans in the early 1970s when those four visionaries died within just 2 years of each other. When Amy Winehouse passed at the age of 27 in 2011, it attracted even more attention to the significance of the age. While the club has been largely connected to musicians, it has expanded since, and as many young actors and artists have lost their lives due to everything from addiction to suicide to freak accidents. And then, of course, it gives some of the examples there.
Dude, like, I hate to say it. Like, I was there when, I'm reading. When Amy Winehouse, like, I hate to say it, even at the time I was like, it was expected, and it's so bad to say, but it was just like one of those downhill snowballs that just kept going. And Paul, you're typing really loud. We can't blame it on Ray. So that was unfortunate. I loved her songs, like they try to make me go to rehab, But-
That was a good song.
It really was, and it's in hindsight, I guess in a dark sense, humor, funny, but she was a great artist. I loved Amy.
Yeah,
Amy
so
was-
Amy lived from 1983 to 2011. She says an English singer-songwriter whose powerful voice and unique style won her numerous awards and honors. Amy Winehouse battled drug and alcohol addiction for years. Her substance abuse problems were frequent tabloid fodder and inspired some of her songs, most notably the hit Rehab on July 23, 2011. Winehouse was found dead in her London apartment, becoming the latest musician to have their career cut tragically short at the age of 27.
Hey, Paul, you were getting typed 6 times. Is it because you're the main mod, or?
I have no freaking idea, Jack. Hey, one of the things that you know that I love the indie community so much, and I hate to let it shine out. I think the big record companies are kind of evil, and one of the conspiracy theories I seen was that some of these artists' contracts run out at a certain time, and if they die before the end of said contract, the record companies are to maintain the contract. And so them dying at this 27 age, like Morrison and all them, keeps them in said contract with the record companies. So I got you. I got you.
So question with that is it if they die at 25 or 26, they're still within that though? Because why is it 27? Right. Why is 27 magic?
That would be the second theory, that it's about a ritualistic cult thing, like some kind of deal that they may have made with the devil, which might be a record company, but and maybe that is one of the reasons they have the addictions and the depression and all that they do have, because for their fame and fortune, they know that coming down the road at 27 is when all this comes down. Poof, it's over.
So this article comes from the DC Library. Says, what is the significance of this club? There is an added notoriety, a morbid distinction in memberships. Artists that lived decades apart are now assembled in the same group, sometimes curiously imagined together in rock and roll heaven. Some people ascribe supernatural influences or conspiracy theories to prove that there is no mere coincidence. People often mythologize these musicians into rock gods and goddesses, and sometimes regard their early deaths as somehow inevitable. But that can be misleading and limiting. I want to invite readers or whatever to look past the dead at 27 headlines and appreciate the gifts and struggles of real people living their lives. Also, we should consider how this excludes other brilliant and influential musicians who also died prematurely, just not at the exact age of 27. For instance, Otis Redding died at 26. Jeff Buckley died at 30. Prince at 57. Were these not tragic losses? Does it really matter how old they were?
I will say this though, and I am sure the community is going to be like, "How dare you!" Even when I did a show on him, I hate to say it, like Kurt Cobain was a genius writer. If you watch the documentary his daughter did on him, that man was a lyrical genius. But if he wouldn't have died, the question is, would he be as famous as he is?
He'd be bigger.
Yes.
He'd be even bigger.
Yes. You're talking about the grandfather of grunge. He would have.
Yeah, he'd been even bigger.
Yeah.
And sold out like Green Day.
And you bring up Prince. Prince was one of the main people that was bringing up said conspiracy of the 27 Club. He used to, that's why he changed his name to the artist formerly known as Prince. All these things that these artists are having to do, that's why they're also putting out the remastering these records, is because they never made money the first time they put out the record. And the second time they put out the record, now they're out of said contract and they're getting the money for the record.
Well, what about Michael Jackson's? I mean, all the remastered versions of his songs that we've heard over and over.
Well,
too.
Doesn't Shaquille O'Neal own the rights to Michael Jackson's music now?
What the fuck?
I think Shaquille O'Neal owns the rights to Michael Jackson. I know he owns the rights to a couple of artists' music. I think Michael Jackson was one of them.
Yeah, and Paul McCartney bought some,
I
and
do-
Michael Jackson bought some of
The
Paul
Beatles.
McCartney's.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
that was it. Was
He owned the Beatles.
Michael Jackson bought the
Oh, the
rights to the Beatles, and then Paul McCartney was able to buy it back
Mm.
not long ago. Yeah. So Son of Snake was asking about Bradley Noel. He was actually 28, so he was a year beyond. And a couple of others that came to mind for me were Tupac. He was just 25, and of course Mac Miller was 26. So again, there's definitely though, like, even
about
if it's
Juice
not the
WRLD?
exact 27, you've still got the 25 to 28 range where there are so many people.
How old was Juice World?
He was pretty young, I think.
Like 23?
I'm not sure.
Before the show, me and Clay were talking.
21. Juice WRLD was 21. So
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
he was really young.
He was just starting. Like, I remember that. That was insane. Before the show, we were talking, me and Clay, about other people, and I could have swore Brandon Lee was 27, but he was 28. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, during the documentaries, they say like a month or a week after his birthday or a couple days. Maybe Chad can do some Googling while they're there. I may be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But he was 28, and it's like before. I guess for an adult, you know, when you're an adult, 30 is like adulthood. You know, in adult wise, like from 21 to 27 to 29 is like puberty. You know, you don't know what you want to do with your life. You're just living. I think after the age of 30 is when, like, the age of recognition as an adult, when you finally realize what you want to do with the rest of your life. So
there comes a point when you do that.
Yeah, you sound like an old man, because I mean, I'm not sure I got there yet.
Now the question was, like, why are they all dying though at that age?
Right.
And I mean, it would be my opinion that, okay, I remember being 27 now. This is after they've already become famous. So, you know, they started this probably, you know, maybe 22, 23 years old, 24 years old. Fame starts to get to them. The money starts pouring in. People start showing up. Hey, you want some cocaine? Hey, you want some of this? Hey, you want some of that? And then next thing you know, you're calling them, hey, can I get some of this? And can I get some of that?
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if we did some research on fentanyl. You know, when they say all these other artists OD'd, what if the record companies like paid other people to have them OD on this drug, and all they're gonna say is like, oh, it's just, you know, they OD'd on whatever they're into. You know, think about it. If we want to get into conspiracies, fentanyl did not become a big, huge thing until probably about 2 to 3 years ago. And well, probably in the last, actually, sorry, I take that back, in the last 10 years, where it became really big. And think about it. If the record companies knew that this one drug, if you had too much of, like, you'd be out. I mean, who's to say is that they didn't pay someone to slip them this, you know? Like, I mean, it's not out, you know, it's not out of nowhere, you know, that's not left field. It's actually very, probably genius.
Well, I remember when I was 27 and I was pretty reckless, I would say.
Me too.
Yeah, I was fucking reckless as fuck.
I remember hanging out of the top of a sunroof of a car going through a parking garage, and you know, a little like MR2 car that had a sunroof in it, and I'm hanging out of the roof yelling at our buddies behind us, and I probably didn't have the flashback of doing that until like 2 or 3 years later, and the columns of the cement roof going woof, 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 over my head.
You didn't care. You didn't give a fuck. Yeah.
So maybe some of the things that but then, I mean, you look at Morrison and Hendrix and some of these people, they were saying, hey, you know,
come on,
there might have been not have been a reason. And I also always thought, why don't these record companies pay someone to be with these people if they really care?
I'll be
pay
right back.
someone to watch these people. Like if someone would have been with Kurt Cobain, Langley,
Someone
from
was.
Alice in Chains. Well, okay, but I'm saying, have someone watch them, and they don't have to be like Debbie Downers, but at least have, insure them, because a bunch of these artists, if you notice, like Langley, Morrison, and all them, Bonham, they're all dying alone.
Yeah, Morrison was well. Wait, wasn't his wife in the other room, or was she went up there to get him and he was in the tub?
Yeah,
yeah. So it was.
Well, I mean, like Langley, they didn't find him for like days. I mean, the singer of Alice in Chains, who is not checking in on him like on a daily basis, especially, and we knew Kurt Cobain was already having problems because he had already had problems. We all knew that. Everybody knew that. At that point, why didn't they have 24-hour eyes on him, if no other reason than just a business?
Because they knew with him dead, they'd make more money. Truthfully.
Let me stop you there, though. You run into the issue, which probably is why Britney Spears is still alive, but that whole person not feeling like they're an individual and that they are just a business and that their life is being controlled. So you've got that too. But at the same time, I think any of these people, whether they're a part of that club or if they're not, if they're Britney Spears or Michael Jackson, it's so hard for, it seems like for any of these people to have anybody around them that they can actually trust, as opposed to somebody that's just trying to use them. And so that's the thing with any of these artists, like you're saying about why can't somebody,
maybe they should hire them. Like when I go to make like some decisions, like I will hire a real estate agent to buy a property. If, let's say, Britney Spears, not her dad, was the one who had hired said company and said, hey, what you need to do, are we far enough into the show for me to say, keep me from fucking up? Okay. Keep me from fucking up. Don't let me do stupid shit. And I think maybe the artist would look and say, hey, I'm going to do some heroin. And the person that's with them is cool. Says, hey, I really don't think you should do that. And then them look at them and say, hey, I pay you to make good decisions for me. And that must be a good decision for me to make right now, to not do this.
Yeah. But I mean, with Britney Spears, the dad just was fucking.
Right. But she wasn't the one in control of the people that were helping to watch her.
Hey,
okay? If she doesn't like
it, I watched the movie last night. Unfortunately, y'all, Chad, did you like that movie?
Yeah, Mike Reese says someone once said only the good die young. Maybe they knew something. We don't live life fast and fun. Instead, we work hard with boring lives, which is kind of true. I mean, you become a slave of your surroundings. I mean, I feel that. I've been in the concrete jungle for years, and it's hard to escape.
Yeah. And I can't hardly. At one time in my life, I had lots of money and I did lots of crazy stuff. And I think when I had not a lot of money right after that, I learned to not be stupid. And maybe that would help a lot of you notice some of these older rock stars that are coming back now at some time were broke after they got rich. And then they start to live I think, sometimes you do get a little bit of wisdom with age, but
they become the phoenix.
Are you talking about Creed here? Is this about Creed? I feel like that you Clay and Jack, I think there's a conspiracy that you three are trying to get Creed to have a comeback. And that's what
First
I feel like.
off, they're only getting back.
I seen an updated band photo. That's all.
For a cruise, Clay.
And you've been so excited about that, and you.
You know what? I bet you only very few Creed fans out there know they released a song called In the End, and there's only one place you can find it, and it's probably one of their most amazing like songs, but there's only one place you can find it. It's on the Scream 3 original soundtrack. It's the very last song, and it's a great song. But they're only getting back together for a cruise. Jeez, that's all it is. Everybody's, no. I want new fucking Creed. Fuck.
So it's like one of those Van Halen
Nobody
things.
does.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
nobody wants more Creed. Nobody wants more Nickelback.
Jack, shut the
Just
fuck.
go away.
Okay, so this is the thing. So this really only got popular when Kurt Cobain passed. Then everybody started putting together. Now this has been going on long before Kurt Cobain.
But that's when conspiracies became a thing in the 90s, honestly, to be more like, I mean, you can kind of pair that up with the internet and its boom.
Yeah, right when the internet came out. Yeah. So Alexander Levy was born from 1864 and died in 1892. Through history, Alexander did not record it says through history, though history did not record the cause of Alexandre Levy's death. Enough bibliographical details about the Sao Paulo-born pianist have emerged, making it clear that he was one of Brazil's most important composers, born to the French immigrant Henrique Levy, owner of Casa Levy, a concert venue and sheet music store. Alexander made his first public appearance at the age of 8 and began to publish his own compositions at the age of 16. With the precocity, that drew comparisons to Mozart, Alexandre studied in Europe before returning home a composer and music critic. One of his final compositions, Samba, in the 4-part suite, whatever that is, helped bringing what was then considered a slave dance into the wider public conscience.
Biographical, by the way.
So this is definitely not like a new thing. It's definitely not.
Yeah.
Well, you have Am I Evil? Are y'all familiar with that song?
Mm-hmm.
One of the lines,
Satan worshippers, Paul.
And one of the lines of Am I Evil is the line 27 and I want to die. So maybe they were referring to it then. And I remember that song. I think Diamond Head did it, and then Metallica redid it. So, it was kind of face forward at the time. Nobody wants more Creed.
You know what? Everybody, shut the fuck. If you don't like Creed or Nickelback, fuck you.
I got a question. How come there isn't? Because I was just thinking in my head of people that died because we brought up Juice WRLD. He was 21. Well, Sid Vicious was 21 as well. So why isn't there a 21 club? I'm sure there's some other ones
because they're probably idiots.
Also died at 21.
You hang around with certain people that die at those young ages. Hang around people that get them killed. You see, there's a difference. Like Morrison, everybody did it to themselves.
Well, I'm curious now. I'm curious. So back in the 80s. Me and my friends, if fentanyl was available and LSD wasn't, now we took a lot of LSD back in the 80s and we didn't care where it came from or who we bought it from as long as it was LSD and we took it. Now, kids these days don't have LSD and shit like we did back then. So, I mean, for us being older, I mean, when we were young and more apt to give in to peer pressure, that might have been different. If we had fentanyl back then, I might have, my friends might have pressured me into doing fentanyl back then, and more of our friends may have died,
Right.
But the thing is, back then, would it have been so toxic? Because the fentanyl they have now, drugs, they get shit added in throughout the years. Back then, it would have probably just been like a Percocet or a muscle relaxant. Now.
Actually, when I was 21, and I don't know, I'm kind of really old. Back when I was 21, there was this stuff called ecstasy that was legal. And they were it had bars here in Dallas where they had candy dishes and you'd pay $21 at the door, and they would quit serving alcohol at 2:00 in the morning, and then the candy dishes would come out, and they would just have ecstasy, and where you could just pick it up. And I mean, it's a miracle that things didn't go worse than they did back then. But I couldn't imagine the fentanyl now.
Dude, I would have loved to go to that bar. I've done ecstasy so many times, it ain't done a goddamn thing to me.
So this one really, I didn't know. Now I know who Robert Johnson was, but I didn't know anything about his story. Robert Johnson lived from 1911 to 1938. All blues myths lead back to Robert Johnson, the man who allegedly sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads in return for the ability to play guitar like no other musician before him. Pioneering the Delta blues, Johnson left behind 41 recordings that went on to influence every generation of blues musicians since, from Eric Clapton to Jimi Hendrix and Jack White. The devil called in the debt in 1938, but no one knows quite how. Theories ranging from onset of Marfan syndrome to contracting syphilis or murder by poison fuel the mythology behind one of the earliest entrants to the 27 Club. Now, this says the cause was unknown. I actually watched, because I read this the other day, so I went and watched a documentary, and it is thought that he actually died by strychnine poisoning.
What the fuck is that?
And he was offered some drinks at a bar 2 days before his death. He was offered some drinks from some lady. It was like a record producer's girlfriend or something like that. And they gave him some drinks, and then he went home, and they ended up finding him 2 days later with a bunch of strychnine, and there was something else too. I don't remember.
What is that?
Yeah, it was very. There was a lot of like conspiracy behind it, because a lot of people thought he was murdered from this, record executive's girlfriend that slipped something into his drink, and then he mysteriously dies 2 days later.
Well, also with Robert Johnson, I seen interviews about this with actual people. They said that he could not play guitar worth a shit. And then he disappeared, went to the crossroads, and when he came back, he could play like a prodigy. Just overnight, he was great. And that was also another one of the stories about Robert Johnson.
What is strychnine?
Bro, I just got that taste in my mouth.
What is strychnine? What is that?
Rat poison.
I just got that taste in my mouth.
The Tylenol taste?
No, the taste of LSD is the strychnine taste.
It tastes like a 9-volt battery.
Oh,
no.
I've heard.
Can I have one?
Now, this article, I'll give you guys a link to this article I'm reading here. This one comes from Dig Magazine, and it's 50, and it's every musician that's died at the age of 27. It's not everyone, I'm sure, but I think it was 54 that they had listed here. Let me see here. Yeah, 54 members of the club, 27 spans a century making music, reminding us of the much-loved artist we've lost and the sheer talent that makes creating lasting, world-changing music.
So what is your take, Clay? Do you think it's coincidence? Do you think... Because, I do understand that there's been a lot of different ages, but, do you think that this is more than coincidence?
I think it's coincidence myself, because I've been looking through some of these. Like, I got a chance to go through all of these, and like a lot of the causes of death, they're not like they're random. Some were car crashes, some were accidental deaths. One was falling off a horse. It's all like crazy. It's like all different kinds, and maybe and if it is set up that way, maybe they wanted it to be like that so that it looked like, so they all weren't the same type of death, so they were all different. So
record companies.
Well, it is rather strange, because I was just looking up people that were 21. Of course, the big two were Juice WRLD, Sid Vicious, and Lil Peep was the other one. And after that, it's like it goes back to historical people like Pocahontas, and so there's not like 54, musicians that have died at 21. And then I wonder if you pick another age. I think with this, what makes it seem like there is something going on is it's Kurt Cobain, who is definitely larger than life. Janis Joplin, another one larger than life. Just the brilliance of some of these, and the fact that they're tied to each other because of this really makes it seem like it's more than just coincidence. I mean, Jimi Hendrix, Morrison. I mean,
some of the deaths were questionable. Like they go back to Jimi Hendrix. They said he should have been saved. That the actual ambulance driver turned him on his back, and he was alive when they got there. Another one was drowned in a pool. He was alive when they got there. Over and over, you hear these like they were alive and should have made it kind of things.
This article right here, Brian Jones. From 1942 to 1969, a committed blues acolyte, multi-instrumentalist, Brian Jones worshipped at the feet of the original bluesmen like Robert Johnson. After farming the Rolling Stones, he added an array of instrumentation to his patented blues style, and the group covered Johnson's Love in Vain and Let It Bleed, Jones' final album with the band. In an eerie symmetry with his blues idol Jones, death is also shrouded in mystery. Drowning by misadventure in his own swimming pool, rumors of more sinister foul play have since left a question mark over the official verdict. So on his birth certificate, it says drowning by misadventure.
Yeah.
And that's actually what it did say on his birth certificate, because I watched another documentary about Brian Jones.
Death certificate, yeah.
Death,
Like,
that's what I
I'm the
meant,
one-
death certificate.
I'm the one drinking. Okay.
Yeah, the fact that he dies in that way, and then you got like Keith Richards, who's like 110 and partied harder than anybody. That's another part of it that makes it just seem so.
Nikki Sixx has died more times than some of the. I won't go there, but he's died a lot.
Yeah. Why isn't Mr. Smith up here? And Brad example.
I don't know some of these guys.
I'm glad you're okay.
That's Jimi Hendrix.
Well, I know this one. So Jimi Hendrix was born in 1942 to 1970.
Jay, get your ass up here. Jay, come on.
If Robert Johnson sold his soul to the devil, Jimi Hendrix came on like an alien life form, revolutionizing the very notion of what the electric guitar could do. Hendrix psychedelic. Did he just make up a word there?
Wait, what? What was that word?
Psychedelic size.
Psychedelicized.
Psychedelicized blues. Still sounds light years ahead of anything else.
Someone British should come up here and say that word.
No less of a sonic inventor in the studio. With his final studio album, Electric Ladyland, Hendrix came closer than anyone else to approximating an acid trip with sound. 2 years after his release, he was found unresponsive in bed, having ingested barbiturates before falling asleep and aspirating in his own vomit. So they say.
Yeah,
Clay, can you Google that while you have it highlighted, copy and paste it, and see what the fuck that means? I'm sorry.
But I think one of the things was Hendrix was still savable when they got him, and I mean, come on, I think the Kurt Cobain thing was questionable.
You know what? If we could get Courtney Love up here, I would love to ask her, but she blocked me.
Psychedelicized.
I can't imagine that.
Popular term from 1965.
Not
Anything
the first
produced-
lady and not the last.
Fuck you guys.
All right, it is a real word. Anything produced effects or sensations similar to the common perception of the effects of a psychedelic drug.
Jack is the only musician Courtney ever blocked.
Oh my god, it's so okay. That's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt.
Now here's another one of the big artists. Janis Joplin was born in 1943 till 1970. Experimentation with mind-expanding substances was actively encouraged in the 60s. But for so many 27 Club members synonymous with the decade, those same narcotics also led to their downfall, particularly when it came to those hard-living adherents of the blues. With a voice could destroy anything in its path, Janis Joplin was one of the hardest living, pouring her pain into every emotion-drenched performance on the record and on stage. Damn, the outlet wasn't enough to stop her from seeking further release in psychedelics, alcohol, and heroin, in which later two contributed to her death in a hotel room.
I do have a question, and it's actually a serious question. Janis Joplin was a very unique singer and had a lot of quite a couple hit songs. My question is to everyone in the chat, you can discuss this. If Janis Joplin came out now, would she get signed? Would she be as popular?
It's different. Well, it's different.
She broke ground. That's the thing.
What
is that
ground?
She opened the doors for so many women performers. So I mean, yeah, it's you can't judge.
I'm gonna
if
judge
she came
Yeah,
today.
here's the answer to that question. She would have done great. The record companies would have signed her and changed everything that she ever did. Back then, they would let you do things. They were like, she's doing good. Let her keep doing what she's doing.
Yeah, they're just happy to make money.
Yeah, now they'd be like, hey, we want you to fit Toyota and Coca-Cola in this next song, and could you put a lot of loops in there?
And can you hike your shorts up?
Yeah.
Please? And do you know how to twerk?
Yeah. Oh shit.
Well, and they would sadly say, "Can you put some clothes on?" Because she was, not the fondest of clothes.
I mean, really though, like
Oh shit! I don't know who this guy is. Alistair Dyke Christian, 1943-1971, frontman of the proto-funk outfit Dyke and the Blazers. I've never heard of it. Alistair Dyke Christian even caught James Brown's attention with the heavy strut of his 1966 smash Funky Broadway, a song soul belter Wilson Pickett later tackled. The Blazers' music took a more socially conscious turn at the end of the 70s, perhaps reflecting the grittier lifestyle the frontman had fallen into. Shot to death in Phoenix, Arizona, Christian is often said to have been murdered as part of a drug-dealing operation. He's not the only 27 Club member to die at the hands of criminals. I've never heard that song.
I never heard, yeah. Well, copyright. We're screwed. It kind of sounds like Mustang Sally.
Kind of. It's that whole, got that whole like
down. Yeah. Mustang Sally.
Oh, boo! I lost my.
Mustang Sally.
But the thing is like me and Sunshine was talking about it over dinner tonight. Just to think if they were to tell these people, hey, we're going to make you famous, but you're going to die at 27. You could kind of see why they would go down a downward spiral as they approach the age of 27.
Yeah.
If they knew ahead of time that was when they were going to die.
I mean,
we're just trying to think of, out there. Maybe it was just
right. If they did actually sign like,
a contract, something like that, death contract.
But yet we still have Vanilla Ice. Okay. Like, come on. What?
Hey.
I'll take Vanilla Ice over Nickelback any day.
Oh, me too.
Fuck all you. Wait. I like Nickelback. I love it all, man. I'm just joshing. Like, go Ninja, go.
I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna say, this is probably gonna damage me, but I actually like. I wouldn't say I like Nickelback, but I appreciate all types of music, and I actually think the Nickelback guy is a pretty good songwriter. There you go. Take that.
What's really good too is my rendition of How You Remind Me, like you've never heard, right there on my channel. Go subscribe and hit that like button.
My take on Nickelback is, what was Avril thinking?
Ah,
That's my because I love Avril.
Well, all she had to
It's
do
like,
was
ugh.
look at this photograph.
I think it's that we're all going to be big rock stars.
Living
Yeah, that song. I think you wrote that one pretty good.
Yeah, that
I know.
one is really.
How
Well-
old is that guy, by the way? How did he
I
make
mean-
it past 27?
Even though I'm not a big Nickelback fan, I got to give them credit. They did have some hits, and they became millionaires.
Yeah.
You know,
Fuck, I wish I could do that.
I mean,
If
I'm-
Mr. Smith would get on one of my songs, maybe I could do that.
He's
I mean,
48.
and what-
He is 48.
Hey, look, they're no Milli Vanilli, but you know.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I liked Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, I knew it.
Girl, you know
I
it's
had that
true.
CD, and when they sent that in the mail to get my money back, the little thing, I still have it because I'm like, I don't want my money back. I like the album. I don't care who sings it. That doesn't matter.
Chad wants the double platinum version.
All right, here we go. Jim Morrison, 1943, 1971, inspired by the consciousness expanding poetry of Arthur Rimbaud and the brain rewiring of a good acid trip, the self-professed Lizard King's lysergics laced lyrics explored the dark underbelly of the 60s, goading authorities and bringing a sense of danger and theatrics to his frontman's role. In The Doors, Morrison pushed the envelope for rock frontman of his era. The legend overtook his life in Paris, where a burned-out Morrison seeking solitude and recuperation away from Los Angeles was found dead in the bathtub.
Man, you know what's even creepier about the Morrison was
Well,
Val-
see, and it says heart failure.
yeah. Well,
but-
I mean, I was gonna bring it into the movie aspect of his fame and fortune. When Val Kilmer played him in The Doors, the movie, he made everyone refer to him as Jim. You know, that had to be really freaking weird with all the band there. And anyway, that's so off topic. Sorry, go ahead. I'm an ass.
Well,
Probably the most
I
honest.
really dug Jim Morrison. They had a big influence on what I do.
He sucks.
You
as a
don't say.
singer. He's horrible.
Oh, Jim Morrison is amazing.
Yeah, what?
What is Jack doing
Jack-
on this panel?
God damn it.
Oh, he's
Well-
just bad mouthing everybody.
you know, the one thing I think I liked about Jim Morrison, no, I was not a fan of all the Doors music, but that's with any band, you know. But he wasn't afraid to fucking just go out and be himself. you
Yeah.
know? Like, he'd been arrested on stage for, he's not the only artist that showed his, wiener on stage. And is not the only one that's been arrested for it. You know what I mean?
Clay, it's called a Peter.
Oh, his Peter.
No, but I mean, before Jim Morrison, you really never heard anyone say something, like "Killer on the Road."
His lyrics and meanings behind his songs were amazing. His
I
voice,
mean,
not so much.
yeah, but the thing is he was pushing. I love any band that just pushes the boundaries, and I don't know of another band I could really compare straight to the Doors. Since before or after. They were originals for whatever if you like them or not, you can't really say they weren't original. And
I feel I'm about to get a lot of hate crimes against me. Hate speech. It's well deserved. But did you pay attention into the intro video? We are satires of ourselves right now. Fuckers, pay attention.
A lot of these names I don't know. See, here's this guy, Roger Lee Durham, died of a horse riding accident.
God, you know what?
Long-running funk and soul outfit Bloodstone.
What? Why are we bringing up Christopher Reeve? That's mean. Let him live and fly.
Just some plane crash. Don't know that guy.
And was it 30? Ronnie Van Zant, was he 30 or 29? I think it was 29, right? Ronnie Van Zant.
I think he was 30.
Well, no, he said he never make it to 30. That's what he always said. So I'm thinking he died at 29, because the last thing he said before he got on a plane, if it's our time to go, it's our time to go. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, I know he also looked at the surviving guitar player right as he went, as they were going down. He looked at him and he was like, "Well, this is it."
Shut up! Really?
Yep. I forget. God.
Oh,
It's been a
Alan
long
Collins?
time. Yeah.
I love
he
that.
said he just came by. He just came by and tapped him on the seat and was like, "This is it," and went on back to the back.
God damn! Just to have that peace or a notion of peace that, like, hey, well, yeah,
Shit happens.
yeah.
There's just a lot
See,
of
now
respiratory
this guy,
damage.
yeah, this guy could have been saved. Gary Thane, 1948 to 1975, New Zealand-born Gary Thane was an integral part of the British music scene as the 60s tipped over into the 70s. First, the bassist for blues rock outfit Keith Hartley Band, and then with progressive metal Stormtroopers Uriah Heep. After suffering an onstage electric shock, Thane lost the ability to play properly and increasingly depended on heroin. He was fired from Uriah Heep in 1975. He died in December that year of respiratory failure brought on from a heroin overdose. So he didn't have nobody there to save him. He basically was probably by himself and fucking OD'd.
Wait, so he died? He gets injured doing what he loves to do, then gets fired from doing what he loves to do, and then ODs. Duh.
Well, think about some of these overdoses. Also, one of the things I watched on an interview of Janis Joplin is they were saying, "Hey, Janis did heroin every day. She did the same amount every day from the same dealer, same bat channel, same bat time, and just this day, it went over." That's what they were questioning. But I mean, you know.
No, I mean, there's really no logic when you bring in, like, well, she did the same amount of, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see. You say yeah, whatever.
No. It's
No,
like if I drank a 6-pack a day, and then one day it was like alcohol poisoning. Now it could have been a cumulative, build up.
Yeah, like her tolerance got too much, and then she just needed that extra bump, and then. I mean, I could see that being it, you know, but if someone has a tolerance of the stuff and you're building it up, you know, I mean, it's like just like an alcoholic, you know, I mean, you wake up, you know, they go to sleep drunk, and the only way they can function during the day is if they drink. So, I mean, if you don't get I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm rambling, but I mean, I see the point. I do. What? Okay. Say that word. Say that name, Clay.
Helmut
Cohen.
Okay, you got me.
I was reading why he died. Says after leaving the group to pursue a solo career, Cohen died from accidental carbon monoxide poisoning after he left the engine running in his car while listening to some of his latest recordings. That's fucked up.
Wait,
he should have opened the garage door. I'm just saying.
I mean.
That's an accidental death right there, you know.
Well, it doesn't say it was in his garage.
No, it doesn't. Just says in his running car.
So, I mean, I've heard of people accidentally dying from that, like in a snowstorm where the snow clogs it. You know, we don't know. There's no context. Like, that's what, maybe you can Google that. Like, well, how, I mean, you don't just, sorry.
Must have been some good tunes, man.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the second one I've seen car crash.
Yeah, like Paul McCartney.
Wait, that's another show. That's next week, fucker. Stop foreshadowing.
Heart attack following a car accident.
What?
Part of London's pub rock circuit, the Count Bishops. Mr. Smith, them guys might know that band. The Count Bishops doesn't ring a bell to me.
Oh Jesus, Logan Sandman. No, no. Yeah, he was a prophet. He you know, he actually saw fairies. You know, Ozzy just talked about it.
Anybody watching that does want to join the panel, you're welcome to come up
Yeah,
here.
please.
Especially if you know some of these artists that most of us are not familiar with.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Alexander Bashlechev, 1960 to 1988, a poet, songwriter, and one-time staffer of the Cold War era publication The Communist. Alexander was among whatever that word is, a coterie of musicians who circumvented Soviet Russia's ban on rock music by playing whatever that is. Shows held in flats occupied by friends and other musicians, though he eventually graduated to performing at Leningrad Rock Festival held at Leningrad Veterinary Institute. A prolonged bout of writer's block exacerbated feelings of depression, and Bashlechev died in apparent suicide in February 1988 after falling from the 9th floor window of an apartment. Falling from a building. How'd you die? I fell off a 9th-story building.
Yeah,
think you just
that's
fall
kind of
off
a
a
weird way
building.
to put that. Falling, like I would have said jumped.
But
Or-
but he's part of this Cold War era publication of The Communist.
Well, there you go.
And then all of a sudden he fell from a building.
Whoopsie.
See, I don't know a lot of these other guys from other countries.
I'm starting to get to be
Murder.
like Jack. I want to hear you just try to say their names.
Yeah.
I can't. I couldn't do it. Pete DeFried, Taz.
Friedus, Echo and the Bunnymen. Died in a motorcycle accident along A51 while returning home from Liverpool from London. If I ever became famous, I'm going to fucking lock my ass into a fucking safe, man.
Or have someone drive you, man.
That's it.
Vince Neil almost ate it. I mean, he killed one guy here in Dallas.
Yeah, he
And,
killed the singer of I don't remember the name of the band. It slips my mind right now.
Oh, damn.
Finbar Donnelly. There you go. I got that one. Woo-hoo.
But I mean, the thing is like I said, you got to think. I see it a lot in the industry I work with. I work with gamers that play video games, and young people getting a lot of money while they're young and having no oversight on that can be pretty dangerous. And I would have hated. I think I might be alive today because of the limitation of the money I had. I couldn't imagine if I had unlimited funds when I was their age.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. If I would have had millions of fucking dollars when I was 24 years old, I probably wouldn't have fucking made it past 27. No
I
fucking way.
don't think any of us would. I mean, especially me.
Hey, Lady Rodeline Straight, good to see you.
When I got out,
Mallory's Asylum, good to see you. Go ahead.
when I got out of the Navy at 25 or 26, I think it was 20, just turned 26. I got out, and I was I moved to Las Vegas. I was an entertainer there, and any drug that was offered to me, I fucking took. Straight up, because I was so bound by the government for the years I was in. If I would have had $1 million at age 24, 25 in Las Vegas, bro, shit, you wouldn't be seeing me.
I still wasn't responsible enough at that age.
But-
I would have done something fucking stupid.
But we were, and the reason is because we were all hard-headed at that age. We thought we knew everything. Don't tell me, girl, I know everything. Let's go.
I was reading this guy, Chris Ostrin, had all the skills needed to become a key member of both bluegrass revivalist Ricky Skaggs
Good night,
and country siren Reba McEntire's bands in the 1980s. Self-taught as a teenager, Austin was adept in guitar, banjo, mandolin, and fiddle, and even made a dent in the U.S. county charts under his own name. With the singles "Lonesome for You" and "Blues Stay Away From Me," his burgeoning career came to a halt. However, after he died in a plane crash that killed 6 other members of Reba McEntire's band, plus the road manager.
A fun fact: my
Very-
mom saw them the concert right before they crashed. She was at that concert.
Well, Reba's probably lucky she wasn't on that flight with the rest of her band. You know, or does she take her own flight? You know, who knows?
Well, whatever you, well, yeah, dude. Okay, so we have there. Anyways, that was a really funny statement you just said.
Didn't John 5 play their short stint with her after that? I know John 5 has played for just about every music you can think of.
There was also another plane crash right after that. My mom actually went to see that band, and that band died. I forgot it was a country artist as well. I don't know who played with her after that, but I know she took time off. She was devastated. You know what? I'm gonna do some Google and see why she wasn't on that plane. I'll be quiet so you guys can actually be entertained.
Mia Zapata, 1965 to 1993.
Oh, the Gits, yeah.
Gits, yeah. But I didn't know this. I know the name, but it says the crime. She was murdered. It says that Potter was raped and strangled while walking home early hours in the morning. The crime went unsolved for a decade until a DNA test identified her murderer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Name whatever in her memory. Blah blah blah.
Okay, so I got it. So Reba McEntire. So a plane traveling from San Diego to Indiana crashed when a tip of the wing hit a rock on the side of Otay Mountain. McEntire, her husband, Narvel, and her stylist remained at the hotel because the singer was sick with bronchitis. So, so the thing that made her famous saved her life.
So she sold them out to the Illuminati
yes.
for her fame.
Kurt Cobain.
Sitcom.
This is probably what.
Who's this
started the
guy?
whole
Who's
thing.
this guy?
Who the fuck?
1967 to 1994, the visceral, honest songwriter. The fact that Kurt Cobain struggled with demons was evident from his lyrics, seemingly channeling an entire generation's pre-millennial anxieties. The Nirvana frontman's raw, confessional songwriting charted his own insecurities and conflicted feelings about being thrust into the limelight with grunge's most successful band. A heroin addiction helped obliterate some of the pain, but using a shotgun to take his own life left countless others struggling to reconcile theirs, not least wife Courtney Love and daughter Frances Bean Cobain. Suicide. I don't know.
Yeah, with the shotgun.
I don't know.
With the shotgun.
I would like to.
Regardless of way, it doesn't matter how you slice it. It's just completely tragic that he was left alone. I mean, if you look at it as suicide, the fact that he was left alone and just kind
like Lane
in this deep funk and
where's
drugs
his
and
friends?
Depression and exactly.
Where was David Grohl? You know.
Yeah. Well, and look at David
Grohl.
Grohl. Look at what happened to David Grohl after this. Maybe David Grohl, had something to do with the Illuminati.
Well, he blew up. I mean,
that led to
guys,
Kurt Cobain's downfall. I don't like David Grohl. Just saying.
Possibly. I mean, it's possible.
Not a Dave Grohl fan at all. I did like the first Foo Fighters album. The second
Hi,
one was
Ross
pretty
Kahn.
good too. After that, downhill.
Dude, what the hell's wrong with you, Chad? It's fucking Dave Grohl, bro. He's like the sweetest guy of all time.
I'll be right back. As
I'll
far
tell
as
you-
we know, I've never met the dude.
Yeah, I've never met him either. And I was going to say, Frances Bean, she's got talent. She's got a wonderful voice.
I'd love.
I'm just saying that a barrel of a shotgun is a little long, and I want you to think about,
definitely.
I mean, and getting to that trigger while it's in your mouth. I hate to say that, but I mean, I'm just going over the science of the situation. And
Not to mention, Dave Grohl was a member of this band. Kurt Cobain died. Foo Fighters has also had a death. And wasn't he dating someone at some point that also, or no, maybe he was, but did he have something to do with, hang on, let me look.
His
Dave Grohl.
drummer last
I'm
year-
suspicious of Dave Grohl. Just saying.
You know what? When I see him next time, I'll tell him to call you. You can talk to him.
Hey, wait. How did Jack's little moniker get changed there? Hey,
What happened?
Jack's little moniker on his stream there. Hey.
Truth hurts, Paul. It's okay.
Oh man.
It hurts, bro.
Hey, at least
What-
at least he loves himself. I mean,
What
you know.
what a tangled web we weave.
I try to be the best unfiltered version of myself to deal with you motherfuckers. So that's why I get plastered on this show and this show alone. But I am the bad boy of you two motherfuckers. Tune into my show. I love you. Check out Gmail and Yahoo. Anyway,
You know, Courtney's father's also like a member of this like questionable society also, which was brought up while I was doing research, but I pretty much just stuck on the record company thing
But
because you know how I am.
the traveling men,
Huh?
the traveling men, Paul.
Is that what it is? I forgot, Jack. I really did.
I'm asking the question: was he a Mason?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. But like I said, you know,
Are you a traveling man, Paul? Are you a traveling?
maybe. As we were watching, as I was doing research, the one thing that stuck in my mind was, you know how I am because I love the independent record community, and I wonder, you know, if these artists would have had something kind of like what we have now, the
What the fuck is going?
the independent music community, if they would have had what we have now and things like DistroKid, Clay, Chad to play their music, would they have been in the same situation that they're in now? That's one of the things I would think, because one of the things now is you don't have to do and jump through some of the hoops that they had to jump through now to become, you know, relevant in the world of music.
Are we getting fucked with right now?
No, I don't know. I
Who
think
thinks-
Chad is looking up.
Chad's
some
throwing his agenda at our face again. See, Paul, somehow we get looped in this agendas.
I just keep it on the track.
Yes,
man.
we see it, Chad. Well, now you mention it, I know David Grohl is. Yo, y'all need to stop that shit. Like, turn off. I'm telling, don't fuck with us. Don't fuck with us. Stop it. Stop it.
I think Ollie got Clay. What is it? I don't know, Chad.
I think this is stretching. I think this is stretching.
Well, it's on the internet. It right here. It's yes,
Gotta
he
be
did
true.
it.
On Cupra.
Nicole Badams. I think I'm going to reach out to Nicole as an expert for next week's show.
I tell you what's a real conspiracy is that cat that Clay is holding. I don't know if that's the original Ollie, because that cat is freaking huge.
He
One
got
day,
big.
one day it was jumping on the back of his chair, little kitten, and then all of a sudden he jumps on the screen and his head is as big as Ollie was. So what I'm saying, that's one conspiracy here. Is it the same Ollie?
Yeah, that kid.
Dude,
grew
that
like
cat
a
is
fucking
just
weed.
Bam! His head is huge.
Yeah, he got big quick. I mean, he was only we got him. He was 8 months old when we got him, so he's only a year and a half.
Well, I remember he was climbing up on the top of the back of your chair, and he was little. I mean, he wasn't little, but he was. But now he's just this freaking monster cat. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened?
Even my wife's like, "Holy shit, he got big! He like had a growing spurt in the last week."
was going to shout out Preston Smith, who's here now in the chat.
Hey,
Ross
Preston.
Ross Kahn.
Ross Kahn's an awesome friend.
Yep. And
Wayne Hacker.
I was
Mike
checking
Moore
out
still here.
Preston's Stray Cats the other day. Did you see that Stray Cats bass line he did? That's pretty groovy, man. I picked that up.
So this one is definitely, that could be a show on its own.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let me go message Courtney. Oh wait.
You're blocked.
So a little over a month after losing husband to suicide, Courtney Love lost another 27 Club member, former Hole bassist Kristen Pfaff, to heroin. Seattle may have been the center of rock music in the 90s, but it was also known for the scene's heavy heroin use. A bass player for the Minneapolis group Janitor, Joe, Pfaff brought some of the music world's focus back to the Twin Cities, but fell into addiction after moving to Seattle and joining Hole for a brief spell. Reuniting with Janitor Joe, she planned to return home, but was found dead of a heroin overdose before being able to turn her life around.
Yeah, I was going to say Hole and Courtney Love could be a show all to its own. And since Jack is, blocked from Courtney Love, maybe we could have her on to talk about Jack and why she blocked him.
She saw the undeniable talent that I.
Yeah, but Trent Reznor and God, I'm drawing blanks today. Smashing Pumpkins guy,
Billy Corgan.
Yeah, Billy Corgan. They made it through Courtney Love. I mean, literally.
But that's one of the things is that Kurt wrote the first whole album, and then Billy Corgan co-wrote the second album, and so yeah. How did he make it out alive?
Billy, she was with Billy before Kurt,
but then back around too.
She was with Manson also.
Yeah,
wasn't she?
Yeah,
that's Trent Reznor, Marilyn Manson. I'm sorry. I just thought they could do better.
She hasn't reached out to me, so obviously not.
What a coincidence. This one, Cause of Death, Murder. Song you must hear, Murder. Stretch. Queens-born rapper Stretch, a.k.a. Randy Walker, was part of the East Coast group Live Squad when he fell in with Bay Area icons Digital Underground. Soon becoming one of Tupac Shakur's closest friends and collaborators, Stretch began backing Shakur on live performances and contributing to vocals and production to his records. Though the pair fell out after Shakur was shot in the lobby of a recording studio on 30th of November 1994, Shakur survived, but Stretch himself was murdered a year to the day later, a drive-by shooting in Queens claiming the life of another 27 Club member.
Yeah, the whole Tupac, and Biggie, all of that stuff, that could be its own show too. And this, part of that.
Hey, it's really weird, Chad. When I first moved to Vegas, when J-Mac lived with me, we were walking on Colville where Tupac was shot, and we realized it like halfway. Jay was like, "Yo, this is where Tupac died, like right here." Bro, that was like really insane walking that street. And quick story, the reason why we were walking it is because we were dropped off. We were going to a show for a band called Fallen Vein at the Hard Rock Cafe. Well, we got dropped off at the Hard Rock Hotel. So our dumbasses, 26, 27-year-olds, walked from the hotel to the cafe. You know how long that is. So we did it. Anyways, now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
What is that?
Subarachnoid hemorrhage? I don't know what that is.
Subarachnoid.
What is that, like spiders?
Search it up. Search it up.
Oh, wait, I can't copy and paste it.
As the drummer with the Japanese visual kei group Malice Miser, he became such an integral part of the sound and bandmates, officially placed him following his death from a subarachnoid hemorrhage, which killed him in his sleep.
All right, a subarachnoid hemorrhage means that there is a bleeding in the space that surrounds the brain. Most often, it occurs when a weak area in a blood vessel on the surface of the brain bursts and leaks. The blood then builds up around the brain and inside the skull, increasing pressure on the brain.
That's what I said.
Right, I know. I was just iterating it even more.
Yeah.
So Wayne asked if 54 is a worry if you make it past 27.
Yeah, only if you collab with me. Speaking of collabs, Paul, I found your song.
There you go.
Sean Patrick McCabe. Hardcore punks with a penchant for face paint and shock theatrics. The legend includes fake blood, band members emerging from coffins and vomiting on Christmas trees. Ink and Dagger lived to intensely to survive much beyond their 4-year lifespan. They remained legends of the Philadelphia rock scene. Shortly after calling time on the group, lead singer Sean Patrick McCabe was found dead in a motel room, having choked on his own vomit after drinking too much.
You would think he would be a pro at vomiting.
That's
I mean,
what
he was
does for a
vomiting on
living.
Christmas trees.
Yeah, it's very suspicious.
I mean, you would have thought he would have learned from the Christmas tree.
He didn't have a Christmas tree, I guess.
Oh, word.
So I've noticed quite a few as I've been scrolling over these. I've noticed a trend. Plane crashes, drug overdose, car crashes, and murder seem to be the 4 things that all of these artists have died from.
Right.
Here's another drug overdose.
And what is the leading cause of death for people at the age of 27? Let's look that up.
Yeah, what is the leading cause of death? Let's look that up.
I think right now it's fentanyl. I'm going to put money on that. Or that's what they've been saying. Or maybe it was either fentanyl or no, I think it's fentanyl.
It says, well, according to
Accidents. Yeah.
22% are from auto accidents. Let's see if we can find something.
I'm
better
showing
here.
43.5. Well, this is ages 25 to 44. So it's
Road traffic
accidents.
injuries, and drownings.
Accidents, heart disease, suicide, cancer, homicide.
And fentanyl is nowhere on there. Because, I mean, that's what they're saying in Congress just about every day. That it's the leading cause of death. And I think that stuff is pretty gnarly. Sunshine works in the medical industry, and she had to put a patch on someone, and she just barely dusted some of, like on her fingers. She put one of the patches on one day without gloves, and they had to send her home.
This comes from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Heart disease would be number 1. Cancer, number 2. COVID-19, number 3. This is for 2023. Accidents, unintentional injuries, stroke, chronic lower respiratory disease. I think that's pneumonia. Alzheimer's, diabetes, chronic liver disease, and cirrhosis. I don't see fentanyl on there. Let's see.
Yeah, there you go. But, you know, like I said, I think one of the things that we keep coming back to is someone at 27 with millions and millions of dollars to blow has a high risk of danger. You know, like I said, some of the things that kept me out of trouble was running out of money.
There's another one. Presumed accidental drug overdose. Defecting from Black Flood Diesel to join Industrial Meddlers American Head. A lot of these names I don't know. Another murder.
There's a lot of murder.
This is a cartel murder.
It's not about cheerful Lady Campion. It's about the truth. It's about getting to the facts. Okay? Can't always be about fairies.
I'm
All
not
right?
gonna lie to you, it's pretty fucking depressing, bro.
Nicknamed the Golden Rooster, Mexican singer Valentin Elizalde had a repertoire that included narcorridos, or drug ballads, that, whatever that word is, Mexico's drug cartels, was shot to death after performance in blah, 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 allegedly in retaliation from the Los Zetas. So he's singing songs about the cartel and the fucking killed him.
Yeah. That would seem to be logical.
There's certain things you don't fucking do, bro. You know, like, come on.
Bus crash.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This subject is getting to me. Like, I didn't realize.
Blue Unicorn. Why aren't you on this panel?
Where's Blue?
Blue's off on another channel talking shit or something, probably. Ah!
Amy Winehouse, 1983 to 2011. As adept singing soul and blues as she was jazz and pop music, Amy Winehouse quickly became one of the greatest voices of her generation. While she poured her life into her songs, she also struggled in the glare of the spotlight, increasingly turning to alcohol and drugs to ease the pressure she felt. Winehouse died in her apartment after drinking and listening to music until the early hours of the morning. Her blood alcohol levels were 5 times the legal limit. Now, I know something a little bit about this. I've watched a couple of different documentaries about Amy Winehouse. Now, she had been sober for months. She was sober for months, and she fell off the wagon. And it was just shortly after she fell off the wagon is when this incident happened. And now I know that alcoholics, that can happen to you after an alcoholic gets sober. He can fall off the wagon and then just drink himself to death. So I'm assuming maybe that's what happened in her case, because I know that she had just got done with a stint in rehab before this accident. I know that she had gotten sober, and she had recently fell off of the wagon right before her death.
That would be crazy if one of them died from falling off the wagon.
Or the record labels did it.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like I said, I you're gonna get me on another rant, but just think if they would have had a Conspiracy Music instead of a RCA or one of these big record labels. What those artists could have done if they would have been, just left alone to do their own thing. I just wonder if it may have been from the pressure that they were put under to make albums and do certain things certain ways.
Well, that definitely is a part of it, and definitely is a factor. And I mean, that's a factor in any of the really big artists also with the breaks that they have, yeah. The pressure has got to be so crazy.
Here we go.
Yep. Illuminati.
I knew it.
So is it possible, as popular music stars being sacrificed by the secret death cult
Yes.
has been kept alive for millennia? Are the masses manipulated by the loss of beloved stars? Is it intentional to shape the public moods? Or is it just dangers of fame, fortune, and adulation? Adulation? What? Adulation.
Adulation.
All taking their toll on random celebrities.
And Povalt is going with that last one, right? Is that what you're saying?
A mixture of the Satanic Cult record company, Illuminati. You know, a little A, a little B, a little C.
Gotcha. Some strange rabbits.
It's just like but I just keep coming back to like how thankful I am that we are in a time that we can put out our music the way we want, and and do I could make a song about lollipop car tires tomorrow, if I want, and no one's going to tell me no, don't do it. It might not be a good idea, but at least I would be free to do what I want.
Long screen. I'm looking at the YouTube screen going like, what's going on here?
Preston says 4 people in cahoots is a conspiracy. So does that make this show a conspiracy?
Oh, this show's definitely a conspiracy.
Well, it's on the Conspiracy Music channel.
There you go. There you go. A conspiracy. I knew it.
Okay, what is a 27 Club? A 27 Club is a term used when talking about popular musicians who died at the age of 27, often because of their wild lifestyles. 27 Club victims not only die at 27, but their deaths are usually sudden and tragic and often shrouded in sinister mystery. What's the Illuminati, you may ask? The Illuminati is an elite organization thought to be in control of most of the world's largest corporations and orchestrate major world events and trends. Yeah, it couldn't be that, could it?
It could. I knew it.
1776, Adam Weishaupt founded the Bavarian Illuminati. The Illuminati is an alternative secret fraternity to the Freemasons. Additionally, it advocated the sciences, gender equality, and rationalism. Here we go. The Illuminati and the music industry. There are clues everywhere that point to the secret organization. Occult symbolism can be found in almost all major music videos, concerts, merchandise, and album covers. What do you guys think about that? About occult symbolism.
I think it's gotten to be a sales technique. I see it a lot, especially Jay-Z, for instance. Madonna. I think, it's always been whatever's shocking. I mean, back in the day, Motley Crue threw a pentagram on the front of their album because they knew that the parents would go, "Oh my God," or but I just don't get why the Illuminati symbiology or whatever. What is that, like when clownfish hangs out on a sea anemone?
Rihanna's a big one with that, and the conspiracy people go nuts when she plays the Super Bowl, and this means this and this means this, and she's wearing red, and she comes from the sky, and when you look at it this way, it's a triangle, and
and I don't think it's an accident, and
right, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything outside of just toying with that, like you're saying,
right.
like the pentagram. It's
exactly
doesn't necessarily, just like Kiss. I mean,
they're looking for that reaction.
Yeah. Speaking of reactions, I wanted to drop this for Mr. Smith, who mentioned weird rabbits. Found that and thought, that's pretty much a weird rabbit. So just wanted to share that.
I think that one came from the Holy Grail Monty Python movie, didn't it? You ever seen that where the killer rabbit is guarding the cave on the Holy Grail? They're like, it's just a rabbit, and they all run in to attack the rabbit, and the rabbit just like annihilates them.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Is it all mere coincidence, or is it a fact, or is it in fact a secret message from our favorite pop stars? Are they trying to tell us something that we would know about the darker side of the music industry? Many artists claim to have sold their soul to the devil. Are they referring to the Illuminati control? What is their interest in the music business? Here's the deal. So it's been documented for thousands of years that music has power on the human mind. For instance, around 400 BC, the philosopher Plato commented that Music gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. I really like that.
I really like his clay. That Play-Doh guy.
Most pagan pre-Christian cults have had elaborate music and dance as part of their ritual worship. For some festivals, they use drums, horns, strings, and choirs to whip their followers into frenzy. Drugs and human sacrifices were also part of some pagan cults. As these practices prominent in the rock star lifestyle because secret forces are trying to popularize their ancient practices?
I'm going to drop that link right now, Mini Vibes. 27clubwatch.com. But you know it's got to be facts.
Music is used as a tool to manipulate the masses. Now, I always often said that music has healing powers. And I think music, you can use, you see how people get all frenzied at concerts. So music can definitely, manipulate the masses, especially when, you have guys out there, frontmen out there, and they're saying, blah, blah, blah. And then the audience finishes the sentence or the chorus or the verse, you know what I mean? Without him even singing a single word. It says hundreds of scientific studies have proven that music can have profound effects on human emotions, sensory perceptions, and behavior. In 1839, Heinrich Wilhelm Dove made a fascinating audio discovery when he uncovered the strange phenomenon of, what's that? Binaural beats. Binaural beats? How do you say that?
Binaural beats.
Binaural beats, right? Special frequencies in music which affect how our brains behave and consequently our mood. More recent studies have shown that our perception of the external world is directly affected by musical rhythm because our brain waves become synchronized with the auditory beats. What's most intriguing about some studies is that they demonstrate how when people think and move in synchronicity, that they are more likely to perceive the world in synchronicity. This means that our mental processes can be altered simply by using music and dance to manipulate brain wave oscillations.
Wow. There's some ideas.
Now it just goes on about them in the media, but I just wanted to read the music part of it.
And that photo they were showing, of course, Jay-Z, Rihanna, who we
right there.
were already talking about.
Madonna. Oh, is that Rihanna? Yeah, that's Rihanna, huh? It kind of looks like Madonna from the 80s.
I don't know. Is that Kesha? Who's that other one?
Is that you
Is that
too, Bono?
Lady Gaga?
Yes.
Yes.
That's an interesting article right there.
Well, I got one to share real quick here. This one, and I'll share this. It's called Scary Rabbit Images. Speaking of rabbits and rabbit holes. Of course, the Easter Bunny. My favorite. Where is he? Getting there. I don't know. Some of these. This one. This guy right here.
That's like the Ren and Stimpy version.
So I'll drop this link for y'all. Y'all can look further.
Good morning, Misty. Kurt Cobain. We already did Kurt Cobain. We did Amy Winehouse. We went through 54 already. Pete Ham. I don't know who Pete Ham is. Oh, this is a different one. I'm looking at the wrong one here. There we go. Back to this one.
I'm trying to, make it more fun, Lady Campion, bringing in the rabbits. So Jack's already become so depressed he's turned into an angry bird. But funny that the angry bird has more patience and is calmer than Jack is.
He's like, Angry Bird's less angry.
Right? Exactly. Rabbits make everything better. And going back to the significance of the 27 though, that 2 plus 7 is 9, and what does 9 mean? I forget the numbers and what they represent, but it is very strange though to think that there's just so many tied to that age, whereas thinking of other like really big musicians that died young, Selena, she died at 23. Of course, Murder, and I was trying to think of some other ones. I had a couple of other ones off the top of my head, but I can't remember who they were, and I looked up their ages. But it is very odd that there's so many that are actually at that 27 age.
Yeah, I don't know if that,
the number 9, which 2 and 7 is 9, symbolizes completion and a fulfilling life's journey. Having 9 as numerology number suggests a compassionate. I don't want to know about that, but yeah, it symbolizes completion and fulfilling life's journey. So,
there's that whole, there's a whole black hole theory that goes with a lot of it too, especially with Chester and Chris Cornell and David Bowie.
Gigi Allen.
Yes, Gigi Allen is where I was going next.
Right, 36, I think he was. So
I don't think that was an
Randy Rhoads was 25.
Wow,
so he wasn't quite 27.
Right.
Dwayne Allman was 24. I'm just reading some of these other ones. Cliff Burton was 24.
The
Otis
actor, I can't think of his name, but the actor that was on Star Trek that
the young kid,
Green Room,
yeah,
he was 27.
Yeah,
I believe he was in the 27 club. Anton, is that his name? Anton.
Yeah, Anton. I don't remember that. I don't.
Phoenix.
Otis Redding, 26 years old. Sid Vicious, 21.
River Phoenix.
River Phoenix was how old?
He
was 23. He was 23.
Sidekicks.
Blue said he was 34 when he died. So
3 and 4 make 7. 2, 7, 27.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy Holly was 22. Shannon Hoon, he was 28. Blind Melon.
And Ed 28, and so was Bradley Noel. So
Ronnie Van Zant was 29.
It's really weird. Blind Melon and Alice in Chains were touring together, and both of them, Blind Melon and Alice in Chains singer, both later died. Connecting the dots here.
This is the current magazine I'm looking at, ultimateclassicrock.com.
Hello, Misty. Hello,
It's just showing other
Vibes.
musicians that died too young. Bradley Noel, there, 28.
Yeah.
Tommy Bolin, 25.
And don't you think about coming at me with some BS about Bradley, Jack?
Razzle, he was the one that was in the car with Vince Neil. 24.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the one that died with Vince Neil.
Yeah, they were kind of pissed about the rest of the band was kind of pissed about the way Vince Neil was like, oh well, I made it out alive, yeah.
Dang, Jack gets some compliments from Many Vibes and he bails on us.
Graham Parsons, 26 years old. Alan Wilson, he's part of the 27 Club. Eddie Cochran, I don't know Eddie Cochran, but he was 21.
Yeah, Eddie Cochran, that was another one. He's
Summertime Blues.
Yeah,
I know that song.
Yeah, there's a handful of in the 21 Club.
Tim Buckley, 28. I don't know. Flamenco musician. Nick Drake. I don't know Nick Drake either.
I am done with this subject. I can't.
Oh, Darby Crash.
Yeah, Darby Crash, 22.
Yeah. The Germs.
Heroin overdose.
Yep. Speaking of the Germs and Darby Crash, that is what my next punk show is going to be centered around, is the Germs album, GI, when it was released.
I'm trying to think if I know any of their stuff. What would be one of their big ones there, Chad?
Big is a kind of a
anti-punk thing, but
they're considered to be the first hardcore album, basically. GI.
What?
Yeah, Green Day, the first punk.
Were they before Sid Vicious?
79.
Yeah, I think wasn't the Sex Pistols before that.
But Sex Pistols weren't really hardcore.
You take
That's what inspired.
They're not considered hardcore.
What?
Where's Son of Snake? Come on.
Nickelback.
There's
Anarchy. Are Anarchy?
Nickelback inspired Sid Vicious. Okay.
What?
No, nobody likes Nickelback. All right. So
you're the only one, Jack, that likes Nickelback.
Yep, Joan Jett did. That is right.
See, where are you, Blue?
Joan Jett of Heart. Yes.
We need the living encyclopedia up here on our panel.
That's right. I know.
Didn't she sing "What's Love Got to Do with It"? Joan Jett, baby.
What? Oh man. Joan Jett produced a couple of others. Who was the?
And she was in a band with the Runaways. She was in a band with Lita Ford. That was that was pretty much a big time deal.
It's actually I made a poll. Is there a conspiracy behind the 27 Club? And actually, it's pretty close. 53% says yes, and 47% says no at the moment. You're muted. Oh, if you're trying to talk to us.
No, I'm not.
Jack, Lady Rotterline has got your back with Nickelback. Okay, so you're not alone.
Look,
put the poll up. Is Nickelback, better than Nirvana, as Jack claims? Better than Janis Joplin? Better than Jim Morrison?
You goddamn right.
I got a question. If Nickelback was to come out today, would they be famous?
Fuck yeah. Never made it
in this day and age, they probably would be. Have you heard the music on the radio?
Tired living like a blind man.
Well, I mean, Miley Cyrus is. I think she's still in the top 10 from a
anything
song
about
she put out a year ago.
Miley is fantastic. So don't.
But I'm saying she put out that song a year ago, and she's still in the top 10.
Yeah.
Oh, that one she wrote about her
Flowers.
Yeah,
Flowers.
It's a Bruno Mars song.
I don't
People
know what I
get
was
it.
supposed to take back, Sunshine. Which part?
Miley Cyrus,
Let's see.
flawless motherfuckers. That's not
Oh, she probably likes Nickelback.
Oh.
Shoe come flying in from the right.
Team Nickelback, team no Nickelback.
I put my hand.
Well, I'm gonna be with y'all on that one. So,
Can that be the next week's discussion?
and I'm sorry. One of the things about the Nickelback thing is probably just based on his haircut.
What
So.
haircut?
The Nickelback
Again,
haircut.
I think for me, it's more of just jealous of, he married Avril. I mean, come on. Of course, so did the guy from Sum 41, but I love Sum 41. I love Sum 41.
Oh no! Sunshine's saying that Sex Pistols were hardcore.
No,
I would.
They're
actually agree
not
with her on that.
considered. They're not considered
What?
hardcore.
Chad,
They're not considered hardcore.
Miley Cyrus inspired the Sex Pistols. Duh.
Man,
If
he
you
would.
do a search of hardcore punk, they're not considered hardcore.
Oh, Chad.
Okay, so
Hardcore punk, simply known as hardcore, is a punk rock music genre and subculture that originated in the late 1970s. Its roots can be traced to earlier punk scenes in San Francisco and Southern California,
Bring that comment up.
not England.
This is. Oh man, we're going down that one ramp where some people say Ozzy wasn't heavy metal. I mean, Sid Vicious made punk.
Wait. I will say this. I will say on that in Black Sheep, no, what the fuck was it band? I am fucking wrong. What the fuck? I can't think.
Are you on fentanyl? Is that what?
Well, now you Caldwell, the Stooges were pretty freaking out. I still love Iggy, man. What? Oh goddamn, Jack. Iggy is
the
the
first
bomb.
the first metal song.
I think was probably the Beatles.
Yes, Helter Skelter. Yes, there we go. Okay, good.
Wait. That was the first. What the? That was metal. The Beatles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get the.
And
fuck
I would.
outta here.
What?
Get the.
Helter Skelter, I could see that.
Yeah, that's the first metal song.
Helter Skelter. How the fuck is that metal?
Don't you want me to love you?
There we go. GG. GG is the man.
Who's
yes,
GG?
that's what we're going back to.
That
GG.
good game?
Well, I mean, if you go, Gigi is. I would never say that Gigi is not hardcore. I mean, shit.
Well, yeah, literally.
You know, the thing that gets me about some artists though is I really believe Gigi was very, very talented, and I think that he didn't need some of the things that he did to get attention to go as far as he did. But when you look at his upbringing and listen to his brother, you understand that it might not have been a show. But like, I think like Miley Cyrus is very talented in some of the things she does to get attention. She didn't really need to do.
Well,
And,
yeah,
you know,
but
yeah,
he's still awesome.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
I give her a pass.
So
Yeah.
I just out of curiosity, I Googled how many singers and musicians died at age 25. And there's actually a lot of them. So I don't know if 27 may just be a number. You know what I mean?
But 2 + 5 = 7. And what does 7
Oh,
mean?
God damn it.
What does 7 mean?
It is the Illuminati. Son of a bitch.
I tried to get Sunshine's over there arguing with Chad. I was going to try to slip her in here and just have Pole Vault come up and go boom and slide her in here because she had so much to say on the subject. I'm like, you go on.
Typical women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get her on here one of these days.
Me and Sunshine don't seem to agree on too many matters, it seems.
I think she just, Chad, you will learn when she likes you, she argues with you endlessly.
So she's agreeing with me? What the fuck that mean? All right,
Oh.
we're at 1 hour 55 mark, almost 56 mark.
All right, so I'm going to end the poll at 20 votes. 55% said yes. There is a conspiracy behind the 27 Club, and 44% say no.
So, Mr. Smith, you're a big Octopus's Garden fan. As a kid, I loved that song.
I never heard it.
Man, I'm
One
so
of
old.
the- one of the
I've
best
seen the
Ringos.
Beatles. I see the Beatles cartoons on Saturday morning when they would come on, when they were making them. And one of them was the Yellow Submarine, and they would have
Oh, yeah,
Octopus
that
Garden
one's
and
awesome.
stuff. Yeah. I don't have any idea what the hell was going on, but
Truthfully, I don't think they did, Paul.
Yeah.
I mean,
it would just jump all over the place.
speaking of that, dude, one of the greatest movies in the last 5 years is called Yesterday. It's The World Without Beatles, and this guy acts as if he wrote the songs and becomes a global superstar. But you guys should check it out. It's a really good movie. It's called Yesterday. If you haven't, it's really good. Like, it's a feel-good movie.
That's the Danny Boyle movie. Right?
Yeah. I believe so.
I'm pretty rough on movies, man. I think the best movie I've seen in a long time. I don't watch very many movies, but it was that Deborah Logan movie. You seen that stuff?
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I watched it. I had it on DVD when it came out.
That was crazy, man. But
But I mean, no, it's
you know
better.
what I got on Blu-ray just last week? Swamp Thing. Finally
Wow.
got it on Blu-ray.
The original.
Yeah, the Wes
Barbara
Craven.
Bo. What was her name?
Yeah.
Barbara Bo. Bro, or something.
What do you mean, Heather Locklear?
What? No, she wasn't on the original. There was this Barbara Barbogue.
It's
Wait.
what's John Carpenter's ex-wife, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah.
really did switch out the actresses. I forgot. Like, Heather Locklear is the one that gets the most fame. And
I think my favorite movie of all time is a movie called Hobo with a Shotgun.
oh my God, who are you? I'm a hobo.
It's Adrian Barboa. Adrian Barboa.
Yeah, that's what I said. Or no, I said Barbara Barboa.
Hey,
Yeah,
Clay,
She was in
She was in a
was it
lot of movies
Escape? Was it Escape?
from New York.
New York. Yeah, Escape from New York.
Yeah,
Yep.
she was in a
And The
lot of
Fog.
movies.
bro,
The Fog.
They Live is the shit. It is more relevant than ever right now. I might watch that motherfucker after this.
She
Finally,
kind of got me
something
through puberty and stuff, man. Her and Farrah Fawcett.
They Live is a great
It's
freaking movie.
it's underrated. If
Yep.
it would come out now, it would be so offensive.
What is it?
Obey.
I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
bubble gum.
All right, guys, let Clay do his thing.
What's he doing?
His thing.
Well, I had something I wanted to share. It's very important before we wrap things up.
You got 45 seconds. Hurry. Oh, God damn it.
This is the 5 of the funniest looking and sounding rabbits.
I like that one.
These are all pretty cute.
I've had some of those.
I fucking
English
eat rabbits for breakfast.
Angora, American Fuzzy Lop. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Chad.
I'll share that with the chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
I try to make things, more fun instead of all depressing.
Not a boomer.
and-
Good to see you, my friend.
drugs and murder and suicide. And,
Yeah,
you know.
after 2 hours of the 27 Club topic, some funny rabbit pictures are probably good.
That'll help you go to bed tonight.
yeah.
No, it fucking won't.
Well, between all of us that were live, we've held about 25 people the whole night.
Yeah.
So people are
And none of
definitely
them
interested in it.
Oh, I tell you, I've had such crazy, weird number things going on ever since YouTube and DistroKid merged my channels. It's been my subs went way up, my views went way down.
Well, that's what happens when you pay for shit, Paul. Damn.
Question about that, real quick. Did you
kidding.
ask them to merge it, or they merged it automatically?
Well,
How did
one
that
of the
come about?
things. Well, one of the things is I talked about merging them, And when I put out the last album, they kind of gave me and man, I thank you, Chad, for hooking me up with DistroKid, man. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about them. They kind of gave me a little heads up, like, hey, there's this channel over here that is playing you directly up. Is this you? And I said, yes. And they were like, do you want to merge? And I really need to look into it because YouTube is actually saying, since I merged the channels, that I'm available for this whole beta thing. And I get all these extra bells and whistles for musicians promoting it.
I use the betas. I'm part of the they give me just extra shit that I can use
right
on YouTube. Like I can, like you guys don't get the option, but I get the option right now. I can actually zoom in better when I do like searches in a video, like how you bring up the bar and do searches. Well, I get it actually a zoomed in picture instead of the regular picture. So every month they come out with like 2 or 3 different options that you can test. And I usually try and always pick one.
The professor we found out was with the Janis Joplin at the time, or something.
Free will for all bunnies. That was the
Chad.
underlying thing of tonight.
Chad.
We said it first, motherfucker.
So I was going to say yes. As far as that merging, that's something that if an artist wants to do, they have to reach out to DistroKid, and it takes like a couple of weeks to happen. Because I know at least one artist, Shannon Darcy, she did that on purpose. But it sounds like that they're doing proactive. Also,
they did it with me like overnight. They were like, "Is this you?"
Huh.
And like I said, I don't have any complaints with DistroKid. Do you know how much time it would take me to post to all of those platforms,
right?
And push it and all that kind of stuff?
Right. Man, you making me. I'm gonna go check my DistroKid now. Ain't that some bullshit?
Like I said, and Jade Star. If you use Jade Star, you actually get 10% off. I wished I'd have known that when I went in. And I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, if Jade Star's using it, I would, that's all I needed to know. And
right.
and Chad was like, why don't you put some of this up on Spotify and stuff? And I was like, dude, I'm not that got all that shit going. I don't have enough time. He's like, DistroKid. That's right when I met Chad.
Man, you should have been talking to me. Chad don't know about DistroKid.
Well, we did find some pretty interesting things about the subject tonight. And there was some stuff that I didn't realize. I didn't realize that the 27 Club only became popular with Kurt Cobain. There was plenty of artists and musicians that died, even going as far back into the 1800s. That had died at the age of 27 too. So, I mean, the Illuminati could go back that far, and that's definitely been one of the.
It does, yeah.
It goes
Illuminati does,
way back.
yeah.
I think it was when they started killing off some of the Queen's people or men or something, and they had to go underground. Oh, it's a religious thing or something. They had to go underground. What the hell were those guys called? But anyhow, they had to go underground. That was the beginning of the Masons and the.
You talking about the guy on the oatmeal box?
The Quakers? Yes. Chad
Captain Crunch. Was Captain Crunch in the Illuminati?
Yes.
Crunch, not Count Chocula, though. Come on.
Why?
Because not Boo Berry.
No. Frankenberry, Count Chocula, and they're all good and stuff, but Boo Berry's the best. So I'm just putting that out there.
Man, fuck you got fruit wheels, motherfuckers.
I like Boo Berry. I like Frankenberry as well, though. I actually like them all. I like Count Chocula.
Y'all all this name brand shit. Y'all need that generic.
Oh, and by the way, Chad, I
Mm-hmm.
was talking with the wife today about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, how do you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And she says she puts peanut butter on one side of the bread and jelly on the other side of the bread. I said, well, next time I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'm going to put a scoop of peanut butter in a bowl, and I'm going to put some jelly in a bowl, and I'm going to mix it together. And she said, why the fuck would you do that?
Because that's how you do it.
I said that's how way Chad does it, and that's the way you're supposed to do it.
Look.
That's how I was taught. I was taught from my dad how to make peanut butter and jelly. And that's how you do it. And not only that, though, my cousins and the rest of my extended family made it that way too. Now, my cousins were weird, and they did it with peanut butter and syrup.
What
Now,
the fuck are y'all talking about?
No.
I'm a banana. I like peanut butter and bananas, man.
Okay, yeah, we're not friends no more.
All right, I want
no, man. That's the bomb.
to quickly thank everybody for being here tonight. We are just past the 2-hour mark, so we're going to be shutting this down for the night. If you guys liked what you heard tonight, let us know in the comments, or if you have any topics that you would like us to check out, you can also give us some ideas in the comments as well. So thank you all for hanging out with us tonight, all you guys over there in chat, and of course, all of our panel members.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I did learn a few things about the 27 Club. And one of them is if I would have had fame and fortune at that age, I may have ended up in that club as well.
If I'd have had that much money, I would have probably like mixed my peanut butter and jelly in a bowl.
Oh, you guys are fucking dumb.
No, if you had that much money, you would have had somebody else mix it for you. Because you know
Bam!
Elvis had somebody else mix it for him. He didn't, mix his
You
peanut
know,
butter.
they've got
and
this goober
banana.
peanut butter that has the peanut butter and jelly in the same jar, man.
Yeah, it's not as good though. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I do have one more
We did-
video to play us out. Go ahead.
Jack didn't give his opinion on Jimi Hendrix. Is Jimi Hendrix another one that's a hack that if he was around today, nobody would care?
Is he the guy that made Purple Rain?
Okay, never mind. Moving on. Sometimes I swear Jack's a Zoomer.
Fuck you.
So definitely, if you guys have any ideas for future shows or any comments or anything like that, just leave us a comment after the video, and yeah, we will definitely add it to the rotation. Not sure what the subject's going to be next week, but we will definitely come up with a topic, and we will let you guys know. So you guys got anything to say before we're out of here?
Yeah.
Hey, go see that show Rabbit Hole next Friday. Sunday night, man.
What? What's
Go
Rabbit
see
Hole?
that. Go see that show Rabbit Hole next Sunday night.
It stars Kiefer Sutherland.
Hey,
Oh wait,
Major
it's us.
Barbeau.
It's us. God damn it. He's talking
Yeah.
about
Actually, yeah, Rabbit Hole is a show with Kiefer Sutherland.
What?
Yeah,
This
it
is
is.
fun.
It's a good movie. It's a good show.
It's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
I think we got
Peter
a
Weller's in
lawsuit on
it.
that
Peter
movie.
Weller's in it.
You know, that's also good. If you guys right after this and you're in America or you have Tubi, please go check out Blamed. It's on Tubi right now. Apple TV and Amazon Prime Video removed it due to content that the fact that my film may inspire vigilantes to take down pedophiles. So if you support, what's the word I'm looking for here where it doesn't sound really
Indie
bad?
movie makers.
Or independent filmmaking and
Yeah.
a cause of sexual abuse and child abuse
Advocacy.
advocacy. Yeah, that's the word. This is the movie to watch. It's called Blamed. And there's a lot of long shots in there that is very unhinging. And you're gonna say, why aren't they cutting? And the reason is because in real life you wouldn't cut from that moment. So, and we invented a new genre of horror called a reality horror. Yeah, so that's really cool. That's out now, by the way. It's called Blame.
Laurel Canyon Conspiracy, huh? I'll have to Google that one. I don't know that one. All right, everybody.
Is this the one you talk about here, Jack?
Wait, what?
Is this the movie you're talking about? You want
Blamed.
everybody to watch?
You'll
Is
suck
that
my
your movie?
dick.
Is that your movie,
My
Jack?
cock, you cock mother goggler. fucking. God damn it. Yeah, just like the other fucking movie that stole literally literally word for word. This movie stole my exact theme of movie and the scene. Fucking cocksuckers.
Hello, Charlie. We're closing down, but good to see you.
Is he in the background?
No. He's just in chat. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight for another music conspiracy. I've been having fun with these, and I'm looking forward to next week and what we're going to delve into next week. Next week, Development of Void will be back hanging with us. We'll also have
Ray's got to come back then.
we should have the professor back from vacation next week as well. So
as depressing as it was so peaceful tonight.
But it was a good subject, and I learned a few things. I didn't know that the 27 Club went so far back, but I also even have more questions now, to be honest with you.
I don't want to do a part 2. This was too much.
Also, rabbits can be cute and rabbits can be scary.
Oh,
we
shut
also unearthed that.
God damn it, man. God.
All right, I got one more promo real quick, and then I'm going to take us out with a video. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. Looking forward to doing it next Sunday, but also don't forget that next Friday, we will be live. We have 2 field trips next Friday, and also next Saturday is it the Michael Jackson show next Saturday?
No. Saturday is the all women.
Oh,
show.
all women. That's right.
Yeah,
all the indie women.
Yes,
on Saturday.
and I've got confirmed that Sid Carter West is going to be on, and Judy from
Judy
Rebel
Booty.
Girls is going to be on,
Awesome.
and possibly Lou Reality. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
Cool. Looking forward to it. All right, everybody. I have a couple of videos real quick, and then we are going to be out of here. So thank you all for joining us tonight, and we will see you soon.
Welcome to Rockin' Records, brought to you by Headphones and Microphones Facebook Music Group and Conspiracy Broadcast Network. The views tonight and on any other broadcast of Unraveling the Truth do not necessarily represent the views and expressions of the owners of the Headphones and Microphones Music Group and also Conspiracy Broadcast Network. Everyone here tonight is a satire of themselves, basically an exaggeration of the truth in which they are not. You may have a lot of questions, but some will be answered, and some more questions may be unanswered. We do have one other question that we are all puzzled with.
Where the fuck have you all been? I've done I've done collaborations with J Muff.
Wait, you're a musician?
Because this is Rock and Rattle, Unraveling the Truth.
Here come an old flat top, here come grooving up slowly. Here got Juju eyeballs, he's one holy roller. He's got head up, down, till his legs. Got to be a joker, he just do what he plays. anywhere, no sunshine. He's got Trojan football. He's got monkey finger. He should Coca-Cola. He said, I know you, and you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now. Come together right now. Come together right now. Over Hey, a roller coaster. He got early warning. He got muddy water. He won't know your filter. Warning, play. Got your finger looking, 'cause it's so hard to say.